Hey everybody, Arthur here. Today I have Andy. Andy, what did you do?
I played 60 card Phantom Knights and won a mat last week. I ended up going first place, undefeated in Swiss other than a draw against Prank Kids. But I made first in Swiss and also won out all my top cut matches, which was 3 rounds of top cut, 5 rounds of Swiss.
Yep, and as a result, he got this beautiful field center and this beautiful mat
over here.
Yeah. All right, show us what you got.
Best PK card, starter, extender. It's an Armageddon Knight, and also lets you pitch cards out of your hand to send to the graveyard to foolish a Phantom Knight card from your deck to graveyard. It's pretty good, pretty broken.
Nice.
And also in graveyard, it's also an extender too. If you banish any Phantom Knight card, this thing will special summon itself.
Yeah. I think everyone knows all the Phantom Knight cards.
So 3 cloak. I'm in 60. I just want to see names, but this is also a really good one because you get to search out your extender, which is Boots.
Yep.
And other names as well.
Yep.
But usually I go for Boots.
Yep.
Gloves. An additional Foolish Burial for the Phantom Knight archetype. Could send either monsters or the traps. Pretty good. And then if it is overlaid as a material, let's say for Breaksword, this increases it also by 1,000 more, so allows you to get over stuff and makes a 3,000 Breaksword. Then you could just overlay for Downer Zeus right after.
Gotcha.
Pretty good. We got 3 of the Silent Boots over here. Pretty good. It's an extender. Lets you search for your Fog Blades, your Shade, or if you need to search Wings or Sword, which I do run both, it could do that.
Nice.
The 1 Stained Greaves, your extender allows you to special summon a name from hand if it's dumped to the graveyard. Another interesting thing you could do with it is that it can special summon itself as a level 4 actually, which can come up at times, depending on what you want to do with your board. Level 4 opens up the way for a Redoer, and then if you use Shade Brigandine as a material, you have a Redoer that could bounce an opponent's face-up card non-targeting.
Nice.
Which is pretty good.
Nice.
Alright. 3 Fog Blades.
Fog Blade, yep, very good card.
Negate. You can set it off Rusty.
Also
and it's also a Reborn. Yeah, nothing else to say. It's so good.
Easily one of the best defensive cards in the game.
Oh yeah, and you can also Fog Blade. So in addition to Fog Blading your opponent's monsters, just in case, if you want to prevent yourself from getting OTK'd, I've had a situation where you could Fog Blade your own monster and your opponent cannot select it as an attack target. So you get to live and grind out. You get to live for another turn and hopefully grind it out on your next turn.
Yeah.
1 Wings, you run it for the name because all of the Phantom Knight traps, the Reborn parts are once per turn. That's mainly what you're running for, is you're trying to foolish it off gloves or off scales for the most part.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah. And same thing goes for Sword as well. Another extender. Sometimes the first parts come up, but rarely. You're more so likely to dump this into the graveyard for the additional Reborn.
Yeah. You wouldn't run it unless you're running 60, right?
Yeah. 1 Shade Brigandine, also your level 4 extender. Allows you to make Redoer with a trap, and it's just an additional body, which is good.
Nice. Ooh, yes.
All right,
the Speedboard engine.
We're going to the extenders now. Terratop and
went to work.
Takatom board. It's so good. It doesn't cost your normal summon if you open up your Terratop. This searches out Takaton board. Another interesting interaction that came up for me is that it's a wind type. And like, if you're playing against Wanderese, they might have the barrier statue out. So I was able to open up Terror Top, search and special the Takaton board, overlay for Levier, beat over the statue, and then make Downer Zeus on main phase 2, while still having my normal summon to set up the rest of the PK board. So I just Zeused the board. He tried to miss Apex Avian once,
and then
I just Zeused again, and then having my normal summon in main phase 2, I was able to Scales, Kagamucha, Pitch Cloak, do all the combos, and then I ended up on Appaloosa, Droplets, Fogblade, Veiler, and Break Sword and Brave. So, pretty good.
Oh my goodness.
Pretty busted.
And then, speaking of Kagamusha Knight, great extender, very simple.
Well, I would say it's a great extender. I like seeing it in my opening hand if I have a normal summon. So that gets you to instant Cherubini.
Yeah.
We got 3 emergency teleport over here. Really good as well. Allows you to get to your psychic package, like gets you the additional bodies you need, and then also gives you access to Ghost Ogre offensively and defensively.
Nice. Yep.
Which allows you to like force out like Griffin Rider, opposing Appaloosas. There's a couple of other ones, but those come to mind.
Yeah. And then there goes your psychic package.
Psychic package. Just about most PK lists run this as a level 3 extender. It's pretty free.
Rhoda, everyone loves Rhoda.
Toolbox Searcher allows you to search for the extender or the PK piece you need. So good.
And then you have your Danger Engine.
Danger Engine. It's pretty cool. Free bodies could get you an upstart, could pitch a PK name or any other thing to graveyard. So it's a technical discard outlet as well if you really want things in your hand to go to graveyard.
Yeah.
Alright, now we go to hand traps. I have the one Ghost Ogre. It's accessible from emergency teleport. Toolbox. If I had more space, probably be running more. I'm running another one in my side.
It's pretty nice.
And then the other ones is 3-effect Veiler. I would do Imperm, but Imperm conflicts with Shade in doing combos.
Gotcha.
And Veiler's still pretty good for additional negation. Not a once per turn hand trap.
Triple Ash.
Yep,
pretty standard.
Pretty standard. Another cool thing is that it is level 3, so just in case if you don't open up name or like if you just open up that and like a Psychic or Kagamucha or something, this will still get you to your Cherubini. So
right now, product's gold.
It's pretty good. Alright. Brave Engine.
Yep.
3 water.
Yep, the hottest engine right now. 3 water. It's a level 3, so you can summon.
Also doubles in as an extender if you already open up right. And then you could also send this off Cherubini since it is a level 3.
Nice.
3 Rite of Ermasier, lets you token and Fateful Adventure.
Yeah, one of the greatest cards of 2022.
Yeah. Fateful allows you to search a Griffin Rider, allows you to search water, provides you with an additional discard outlet as well when you do search, which does come up for the PK names. Like if you need multiple discard outlets,
Do you run
is like
Draco back?
I do run Draco back as well.
Yeah.
Right over here. Going second allows you to get the Draco back as well. And then also Draco back's a good thing to pitch off. If there's other things you don't want to discard, then you pitch the Draco back to reattach to token.
Yep.
One Griffin Rider, the searchable Omni Negate of the Brave engine. Pretty good, and it's pretty beefy too. 2,000 and
2,800 defense. Oh my
Can't
goodness.
run it over. You need to open up at least 2 hand traps, with one of them being like, let's see, Imperm or Ogre or something, if you're going second.
Yeah.
You want to know the worst part about that
The
card?
bricks.
Yep.
You can never choose what they want.
You don't want to see these guys.
Yeah. Which one did you draw more, if you remember?
I think for me it was the Dasher.
Then I already see 2
Two
fusion.
Fusion Destinies. We played 3, but it went down to 2, so... It was actually cool opening, if you do see it, because
Yeah.
like, it saves you the Anaconda step.
Yeah.
I still run the Seer and the Graph. This also helps as like both as an extender into bigger boards, but against Dragon Link it actually came up because I was able to special a BA name without using my normal summon, and then threaten Spears, and then Spears had to bounce Seer back to hand, and then I was able to combo with the rest of my hand. So that was cool.
Nice.
One scythe, it's not really a brick. If you do see it, it saves you the step of going into Dagda,
Yeah.
which is also cool because I can just pull my resources to making Appaloosa instead, and then Appaloosa and Verti Anaconda.
Yeah. Or if you have enough using Destiny.
And then now we have some utility cards that are really good going first or second. Droplets, additional negation, allows you to pitch PK names and Brave and other
Yeah,
stuff.
it's crazy.
It's pretty good. It has lots of good synergy with this deck. Allows you to break boards or set up additional non-targeting negations. I like having 3 tactics as well.
Which effect did you use most?
Going second, I used the effect to mind control more. Going first, if they already hand trap me, I either look into their hand. If I'm not feeling so confident about my extension, then I will draw 2 more. But most of the time, I try to do a hand rip and for knowledge, going first. And going second, I try to threaten the board with the mind control effect.
Yep. And then I see the last card is
The one called by the grave.
Hand Trap Hate.
Hand Trap Hate.
How many times have you opened it? Like just in general, not just this tourney.
Alright, back. You watch our stuff real quick? Yep.
I've seen it. I don't know. I can't really count how many, but whenever I saw it, it felt good. Especially like if you open up like full like combo, like starter extender plus like droplet or droplet tactics in this.
Nice.
Pretty good. Okay.
All right.
Now
Show us your
let's go to the extra deck.
extra. Yeah.
Best boy. Rusty himself sets up your fog blades. If you special an Z to its zone, you get a free pop as well, which you're usually specialing Breaksword. Allows you to dump a name in your grave, so you're essentially already going +2 by resolving Rusty.
Yeah, Rusty's crazy.
Yeah. Cherubini.
Cherubini.
Allows you to get your combos like to the boards that you're trying to make in the end, whether you're sending graph or you're sending water off that, which is pretty broken. Gets you to the Brave engine over here, so really good card.
Yeah, also really hard to
Oh,
stop.
and sends for cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, if you try and destroy it with like Ogre or something,
You could just send another card in place of it.
Yeah. Link
Next.
Spider for Verte. Almirage.
Almirage and Spider. So I like having the Almirage in this deck because, like, even on your bad hands, Almirage like turns your most of your names, which is not Greaves, into a 1-card DPE, which is still because like normally you would do like normal name, let's say you normal Cloak, turn it into Almirage. Cloak searches Shade Brigandine, Sec Shade, Special Shade, and then turn the Shade into Spider, link those two for Verti Anaconda, and boom, DPE.
Nice.
Access code allows you to clear out boards, like if you're going second or you've established a board going first and you just want to close the game out.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Doesn't do much.
Appaloosa, usually you set it up for 3. There's one time I set it up for 4 as well. Gives you additional like negation protection as well from doing combos. Dagda allows you to set side and post game 1. When I side Lancia in, allows you to set Lancia as well.
Yep. We saw that in top 4.
Yep. Allows you to get to DPE. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I didn't bring them, but I know you're.
Ooh, how much did Dark come up? This is a new card.
Dark actually came up against the Tri-Brigade matchup because the Tri-Brigade player was running DPE, so I got the DPE from using Dark. But in theory, like let's say if I play against the Mirror, yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, and it came up like if your opponent destroys it, then you get a free search for a Dark, which is a lot of your deck.
Good stuff.
2 break swords allows you to pop things if it's engrave, but if you reborn it to a rusty zone, allows you to pop additional things. I also like going into it if I need to make Zeus. I try to go into Rusty, and then main phase 2, like if I beat over something with Rusty, overlay for Downard and Zeus.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of which, is right here. Pretty important. Allows you to clear boards going second, and came up for me in the Fluundries matchup in the finals.
Crazy.
There's a couple other times, like against Prank Kids, it allowed me to neutralize the game state. But yeah, it's really good.
Yep. Can't say much about that.
Levy allows you to recover pieces from Banish. I think the other thing that was super important was against the aforementioned barrier statue earlier. The fact that it's a wind allowed me to get over barrier statue and then allowed me to establish Downard Zeus. 1 DP allows you to pop your scythe.
Yeah.
And then it's a force on its own, and if you have Celestial and Dasher in graveyard, on turn 3 you're drawing an additional 2.
Best grind card.
Yep.
And then that's
And then
it.
now we are going to the side deck.
You also have a generator token.
We have tokens. Field center.
Yeah.
I use my Kagari Field Center that day. I have the additional Ghost Ogre when I need it against the Brave engine, and then a couple other ones. But Ghost Ogre is pretty good this format. Maybe I would thinking about like fixing up my list and getting another space for the 3rd one. Next one is Harpy's Feather Duster. Pretty standard, allows you to clear your opponent's back row. Pretty good. Next we got the 3 Drollin Lockbirds. This definitely came up against combo decks. When I played against Dragonling, it allowed me to essentially halt their turn, and it's a turn ender for some decks.
Nice.
It's so damn annoying.
Next I do run the Trap Eater because I was expecting like a bunch of trap decks at locals, as well as like whether it's Eldritch, Altergeist, what else, Subterra, etc. Anything that plays like Floodgates, this is an out to it, and another reason is because like a lot of these like control decks are protecting their floodgates with negates. This one allows you to bypass the negate because you're sending their face-up trap card. Like let's say it's like Skill Drain, for example. You're sending it as part of a summoning condition. They cannot negate that. Another thing is that it is a dark, so it is material that could get you closer to Rusty after you out for Floodgate. And it is a level 4, so it's like potential redoer material.
All I know is my friend, he picked up the deck and started something new. And then he started
Really Skullmeister over here. Pretty good against the mirror. And then also playing against prank kids as well, and this just stops like prank kids like starts if they don't have an extender. This starts that stops the prank kids from popping off.
What is Endpin gonna do?
Next, we have 3 of the Lancia over here, and Lancia is really good, especially against the mirror. There's a couple of other applications. Stops your opponent from banishing stuff, so it also came up against Tri-Brigade. Trying to think what else. Yeah, Tri-Brigade. Oh, I also decided this against Dragon Link as well.
Yeah.
And Flunderies, which did come up because Flunderies needs their banish.
Yep.
And then there was a time where I was able to side these in and resolve both Scythe and Lancia at the same time against a matchup against Base, that another 60 card deck. And last one, I actually sided in an extra deck card, which was Time Thief Redoer. And I feel like this is good against various control decks. I always liked having access to it, but mainly against like trap decks like Eldritch, Altergeist, like Guru, a bunch of other trap decks running around at locals. If you attach a trap, this becomes like a free like spin back to the top of the deck, non-targeting, which is pretty insane. And then against Striker, a lot of the time you're going to be picking up spells, so it's like a free upstart on your turn and your opponent's turn. So that was my side.
Do you remember all of your matchups?
Shit, that was okay. I do have it written down.
I at least know your top 8 matchups.
All right. So first matchup was against Base. Basically, I resolved Artifact Scythe in game 1. I had an Ash Blossom to stop the extender, but he had another extender to go to full Rorodon combos in game 2. Game 3 was really back and forth because we were both Lancia, resolving Lancia on each other, and then I resolved the Lancia and Scythe and poked him with the Lancia and Scythe. So.
Oh, did it go into time?
This one went into time.
Nice.
It was really close.
Oh my god.
Next one was against Sharks. I hard drew to Fusion Destiny. I popped the Gozen matches. Same thing happened in game 2, except game 2 was a bit more grindy and I had to play around Totally Awesome. I also had the Brave Engine online for the second game.
Yep.
Match 3 was against Dragon Link. I did full PK combo. Game 1, I resolved Scythe. Game 2, I ogred him on Ravine, and then I drolled him after he searched for Boot Sector launch. Prank Kids, this one went into a complete draw. Opponent did full prank combos with Griffin protection in game 1. Game 2, I got to do my full Phantom Knight combo with Scythe.
Oh, you can't send this to
Game 3, he didn't open up like the Pranks engines, just the Brave engine, so he didn't get to burn me for time. Round 5 was Lyrless Tri-Brigade DP, and I opened up suboptimally, but I grinded it out with the help of getting to DPE and eventually Zeus. In game 2, time gets called, but I ended up winning it. And then now Top Cut, I was against Literal Dust Tri Brigade.
You played against the same guy twice.
Yeah, I played against the same guy twice, one of my good friends. It was really grindy as fuck. Game 1. Basically the same thing. I did have the droplets, which helped me. Game 2, I couldn't grind it out for that one, but game 3, I got to establish my board and then also resolved Lancia and Scythe. Game 2, I was playing against not game 2.
Round 2 of Top Cut.
Round 2 of Top Cut, so within top 4. I had a feeling that I was playing against Flandres, so I adjusted my board accordingly. I didn't do because I knew the player he plays that. I didn't do Scythe combos. Instead I made Appaloosa.
Full match on my channel, by the way.
Yeah, I made Appaloosa. I had the Fog Blades. Game 2, I just had Lancia and Valor, and that won me that. I think that went to game 3 actually.
It did.
I'm trying to remember, but I just know I won. What I did in game 3.
You DP'd
I DP'd
the Lancia.
I DP'd the Lancia. I established a full board. He tried to red reboot, but he didn't have a way to play past my board still.
Yeah. You still had Griffin.
And then and the final match of Top Cut was against another Flandres player. I couldn't play past Barrier Statue game 1, so I scooped it up. Game 2, I got shifted, but I was able to end on Rusty and Fogblade, which was enough to stop him from doing anything. Game 3, I get Barrier Statue, double M-Penned, Miss Valley, Apex Avian. I did open up the Speedroid Terratop though, so I special Terratop, searched top board, made Leviair, and then beat over the Barrier Statue. Main phase 2, I overlay for Downerd and Zeus, wipe, and he chained the Avian, but I had the extra Zeus to wipe the board, and I still had my normal summons in main phase 2. So main phase 2, I normal scales, special Kagamucha, pitch cloak, and something else. I did my full combo, and I ended up I had Appaloosa, Breaksword Engrave, Fogblade, Droplets, and a Valor. So I ended up winning that match.
Alright, any shoutouts?
Shout out to Team Onslaught, best homies to test with. Shout out to King Kong. Always giving a good place to play.
Is that the Master Duel XYZ event?
I don't know what else to shout out. Shout out to Tim Pool. I watch his videos every day. Shout out to Andrew Edwards over there, good homie. Shout out to Noel right next to me.
Remember that one time you said that? No, I'm just kidding.
Chris. Shit.
Remember that one time? Hold on, put the camera.
Oh yeah, thank you, Base God.
Remember that one time that Brian Chen cheated live on stream?
Yes, big thanks to Base God.
Thank you.
Yeah.